happened there? Is it still going on this one? Oh
I
no.
don't know.
My goodness. It just jumped away. That I love that song. What is that?
That was an arrangement that I wrote from the George Gershwin, An American in Paris.
Oh. I love that. That was really wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. An
And
arrangement that I wrote.
sorry, just getting my technical stuff together, I guess. So that where was that? That seemed like a very special theater.
Yeah, that was the Ancient Theater in Taormina in Sicily. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. That's
Can you
really
tell
beautiful.
us about that concert? How did that come about? And were you?
Yeah, the orchestra is the orchestra of the Vittorio Emanuele Theater in Messina, my city, the city where I live and where I am from. And the soloist was Stefano Di Battista on saxophone, and the rhythm section, the Urban Fabula. They are three great musicians, Sicilian musicians, Sebi Burgio on piano and Alberto Fidone on double bass, and Giuseppe Tringali on drums, and me conducting, of
Yeah.
course. You saw my red hair there.
Saw you dancing there. And did you set that concert up yourself or were you
No, I
commissioned?
was invited. Yeah, I was invited as a conductor and a arranger from the artistic director of the theater. His name is Giovanni Renzo. He's a great piano player from Messina, my city, from
Yeah.
Sicily. Yes, it
Yeah.
was, I think it was 5 years ago or 4 years ago. I don't remember, but maybe it was 2015, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you how many songs were in the concert?
Well, the repertoire was all about George Gershwin, all my arrangements. So, I Got Rhythm, An American in Paris. That one, the first song we played was an arrangement that I wrote of I Build a Stairways to Paradise.
Oh yeah.
Da-da-da-da-dee-da-da.
Yeah.
And then what? I think there was 10, 11 songs, something like that. Yeah, the most famous songs about George Gershwin, one of my favorite American composers, maybe
Yeah.
the favorite.
Yeah. I agree with you. Real
Yeah,
brilliant man. Actually,
yes.
what was so nice about that time period was that a lot of the composers they were born in the 1890s, and actually a good number of them were Jews who had come to America. And then in the 20s, right, they started writing all those beautiful songs. And they really, a lot of them had classical backgrounds. And the motivic development of the songs was, to me, that's a really interesting part of the Great American Songbook.
Yeah.
Every time I'm working on a song, it's so interesting. And actually, I was teaching somebody Mona Lisa the other
Yeah.
day, and that has some crazy motivic things happening. Really crazy. And it's just it's a pretty short song. But they got very creative with that one.
Yes. Yes.
So, you're a pianist. That's your main instrument, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And when you were growing up, was that your dream right away? Were you going to be a pianist or what? What?
I considered the piano like a toy when I was a child. It was really easy for me to read the music. I didn't study that much, I didn't practice that much because everything was easy for me to
Yeah.
read music and to play. And then I started thinking about, my job around when I was around 16, something like that. By my mom. My mom was sure about that. Since I was a child, my mom decided for me. She said, "This baby will be a pianist," and so she was right, you know. Yeah, because something at some point something happened, you know, and
Yeah.
then when I was 16, I said, "Oh, maybe now I should start in thinking about music, like, you know, as a job." And
Mm.
then I really fell in love with the music, you know.
And when did you think about arranging?
uh, I started studying classical composition when I was, you know, around 16, because my piano teacher, my classical piano teacher, told me, "Okay, so now you will start studying classical harmony and classical composition." That's, you know, the period that I started doing that. And then I graduated in classical piano when I was 22. And then I started studying jazz music. And then I started arranging. And then I got a scholarship to go to Berkeley, and then I graduated in jazz composition at Berkeley. And, you know, everything went, you know, on and on and on. And
Yeah.
things
What
happened, you don't know how.
Yeah, well, that's the beautiful thing when people allow themselves to do your action and get into the process.
Yeah.
Usually, what ends up happening is success, you know. And I mean, that's a question sometimes I ask people, what do you consider success? Usually people say doing what you love, right?
Yeah.
There's not too many people who say, "Oh, winning awards and, being
Yeah, I
really
think
rich,"
that
you know.
the true success is when you are, you know, like a inner fulfillment, when
Yeah.
you feel yourself, you know, satisfied about you do.
Yeah.
The success is not because you are on the newspapers, or, you know, because you are a lot of followers on Facebook, you know. The success is because you are in peace with you,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
with yourself. So I think is maybe I think is the key. I'm not so important to see how things work, but if you are happy with yourself, I think you are happy, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many musicians have we talked to who feel the reason why I want to promote myself and make records and put myself out there is so that I can continue doing it. Because
Yeah.
then somebody says, "Oh, I like what you're doing. Here's some money, do something else," you know? And so, as you say, that's part of what success is, being able to do what you love and being
Yes.
recognized for it so you can continue doing it.
Yes. Yes.
So, what made you get into jazz?
Um, when I was a child, you know, I used to play on the piano, you know, the music that I heard on TV, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe music on movies, you know. And then I started playing. I didn't know that was jazz. And then when I graduated in classical piano, I thought maybe I have to study jazz piano with a professional musician that can tell me what I have to do on piano. So the musical code, you know,
Yeah.
it's a bit different between, you know, between the classical music.
Yeah.
And then everything started being, you know, clear. Music is one, but, you know, the jazz language is a bit different between the classical music. You
Yeah.
just have to practice a new language and just to understand it. And you work for an entire life to understand this kind of language. You hope to do, you know, the best you can, you know, you always try
Yeah.
a composer, as a performer, you know,
Yeah. Who
you have to
who
do a lot.
were there some real favorite jazz
Musician?
musicians who you listened to over and over again?
Oh, wow. As I told you, I love George Gershwin. I
Yes.
really love George Gershwin because he made a lot of stuff as a composer of an American songs, and then film scoring. Um, the let's say the Rhapsody in Blue, no, that
Yeah.
was a masterpiece. Is not only jazz, that's music,
Yeah.
and George Gershwin is one, and I really love Charles Mingus.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that he was one of the most important composer of the jazz history. Yes,
Mm.
he's a genius. I think for me, he's a genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, yeah. And then Herbie Hancock, Miles Davis. A lot of people, they really did a great job, I think.
Right.
We just don't have to do anything more. Everything, they made everything. You just have to contemplate that kind of music and to try to do just a little bit day by day,
Yeah.
improving your skills. Just this.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's easy to feel like that because there is such an abundance of great music, especially before us, but also now too. I mean, there's so many great artists doing things, and
Yes.
it's I mean, it doesn't actually. When I hear a great artist, do you? I don't know. Do you feel this way too? When I hear a really great artist, what I find is that I want to sing. So, and when I hear a good artist and or even a great artist, but they don't have to necessarily be inspirational to me, but the people who are inspirational to me make me want to sing. Do you find that
Yes.
as well?
Oh, yeah. Something that happens to me is that I start crying. Yeah, but not because I'm sad, but because I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I think is, okay, not now I can stop playing piano, because nobody needs me. So these are the things that I think about when I listen to a great musician. But generally, no, honestly, generally, I start crying
Yeah.
especially when I'm at a live at a concert,
Yeah.
and there is the musician that is playing in that moment, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I start crying. I don't know why. It's something that I can't control at all. I just start crying. I say, okay, I'm crying. Oh, what can I do? Oh, nothing. I cannot do anything. This is what happens.
Oh, that's beautiful, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you learned arranging and conducting at Berkeley, or the
Yes.
conducting?
I
Yeah.
yes, I studied arrangement here in Italy, in Sicily, at the conservatory.
Uh,
Because before I went to graduate to Berkeley, I graduated here in Sicily. I studied classical piano and at university, social psychology, and then I graduated in jazz here at the conservatory, and I started arranging here as a student, not
mm,
in profession.
yeah.
And then I went to study arranging jazz composition. My major was jazz composition at Berklee College. And then I started playing there. I have a lot of good memories with people, the college, a lot of people that I met all around the world. I have friends all around the world. I'm the richest person in the world because everywhere I go, I have friends everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere. This is,
Yeah.
when a person is really rich. This is being rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, and so let's see, when you are arranging, you conduct, do
My
you,
arrangements.
yeah, and do you conduct classical as well, correct?
I conduct Classical orchestras, yes, and they play jazz repertoire. Yeah,
Oh,
they
oh, I
are
see.
classical musicians, and they play, jazz repertoire. Is a great challenge,
Yeah, yeah,
I have a lot of fun, it's really, really fun.
yeah,
And they love playing this music,
yeah,
classical musicians from classical orchestras. They really love playing all kinds of genres, classical because they are classical musicians, but they want to, explore,
yeah,
other flavors, other languages. They really have fun playing jazz.
yeah. Here, I think that tradition in Europe on that side of the planet has been happening for a while, like the Metropole and these
Hmm.
orchestras around that area. But in here, especially with smaller groups, what I've observed is over the last 15 years or so is that a lot of classical players are now coming into small jazz groups. Here in LA, there's a lot of string players who are really involved with groups,
Yeah.
and of course, then there's the stuff like Billy Child's, small orchestras that, of course, are playing jazz arrangements, which
Yes.
is just gorgeous. It's kind of thrilling to hear that.
Yeah.
Real thrilling. So, yeah. So, and then I'm going to just take a look and maybe we'll play something, but I'm going to take a look at your website here. Let's see. Yeah, right here, actually, right? Yeah. And this is Cettina's website, and uh, she has, it's a really nice website.
Thank you.
It's really beautiful. Who is that?
He's an actor. His name is Nini Bruschetta, and our new album will be out really soon in April.
Is he a singer or a player?
No, no, he's an actor. He's an
Oh,
actor, and in this album, he will sing.
oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he will sing.
Interesting.
Lyrics are by a Sicilian poet.
Ah,
So the lyrics of the songs that I wrote for this album.
oh,
Yes.
wonderful. And then,
Thank you.
yeah, this is really quite beautiful. And let's see, and your recordings, uh, these these are this is
We
this
can listen
the
to.
latest one?
Yeah, this one was the latest album. There it was published in 2019, I think. Yeah, if I remember right. And the CD you see below.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recorded this with Elliot Ziegler. It was recorded in Brooklyn. It was in 2017, and the name of this album is Persistency, the New York Project. And it was recorded at Systems 2 Studios. They are Grammy winner as a sound engineers, jazz
Yeah.
music sound engineers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so I think, do you mind if we play from here? The
Yeah, of course.
Persistency?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, The Sweetest Love is my favorite, actually.
Okay. And does this version go for 5 minutes right here?
Yes.
Okay. Which is a fine amount of time. And so I'm going to play that.
Mm-hmm.
And Beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, we have some people on who are expressing the same thing, that they think it's
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Um, also, my friend Roland Ascaruns, he'd like to hear about your experiences playing with Stefania Tallini.
About the piano duo. Yes, we really had a lot of fun. We went touring all around Italy until 2 years ago. We made an album together. We went playing around with it. We really had a lot of fun. The project, was unique because you don't see, usually you don't see two piano players playing on the same piano,
Yeah, yeah.
especially two women. So it was a great experience, sharing the music with her. We played just all our own compositions. So
Ah,
we just played, yeah, our compositions. So
yeah.
we really had a lot of fun. We couldn't play anymore, coronavirus and other stuff like that. So, okay, but we had fun together. We really
Is
had
she-
fun.
Does she have similar experience as you?
Yeah, she's a classical piano player. She's a jazz piano player too. She's a composer. Yes, she's not a conductor, but I think because she didn't have the chance to conduct, but I think she will be able to conduct an orchestra. Yeah. We have the same background as a classical piano players and
Yeah.
jazz piano players and composers too. Yes,
Hmm.
arrangers.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think it is that drives you, that makes you continue on?
You know what? I just played since I was a child. So I can't imagine to do a different job, you
Yeah.
know. What can I do? I have a degree in social psychology. Maybe I could do the psychology, but I don't know. I think I'm better in playing piano. If I'm not that good.
Well, when you're sitting around home, what do you what makes you write? What makes you arrange something? What makes you write?
The inspiration, I think. Sometimes it's because I have some commissioned. I have to do my job because people paid me and then I have to play. I have to write. But when I think about my music, it's just because I have sometimes an inspiration and then I have to play. That tune, then we just listened to, I think it was an inspired tune because I wrote it thinking of my mom that she passed away some years ago, 7 years ago. And then I thought about her. I said, I want to write a song thinking of her. And that's happened. I didn't think about the music. I just sat on the piano. I had my, staff paper. And then I just wrote the music. It was like she was writing the music for me. That was something unbelievable. Something I say, okay, it was like my hand was writing by herself. It's strange to say and to think, but that was for me an inspired tune. And sometimes I sit at the piano and I start playing. I'm lucky because maybe something come out. Okay,
Right.
okay, okay. Let's write it down.
Do you like I do? Do you have songs that you've started that you have a pile of that you
No,
just
no,
haven't
no, no,
finished?
no. When I start writing, I finish the song. Maybe
Ah,
maybe he's here on the piano waiting from 1 day, 2 days. Not
yeah,
that much, eh?
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's impressive. I find trouble sometimes with that. It depends on my inspiration, and it depends on if I can return to the piano, you know. Um, but yeah, I mean there are those special songs that comes with the muse, right? That, as you say, like you're writing a song for your mother. I've had songs like that come too. I wrote a few songs about my sisters, and just zoop, right down to the paper.
Yes, yes,
And that was really that was nice. It was really good. You
yes.
do you write different styles of music? Have you written what you consider to be more pop material or more folk material?
I think mostly is jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there is some classical flavor because I come from classical music. You are what you play, you are what you studied.
Yeah.
And so maybe on this last my album that will be out in 2 months, maybe something seems pop.
Yeah. Well, you have a new album coming out,
Yeah,
and what is
yeah.
that? Tell us about that a little.
Okay, is the album is entitled "The Sicilians" because the leaders are Sicilians. I'm Sicilian. The actor I'm working with is Sicilian, and lyrics are from a Sicilian poet. His name is Antonio Caldarella, and he passed away too young, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and he wrote very beautiful, you know he was an unbelievable, a wonderful poet. So I thought I wanna put some music on these lyrics, and we recorded this new album, and it's called Sicilians, the Sicilians, because one of his uh, poetry is entitled in this way: the Sicilian man and the Sicilian women, and we are a piano, a bass player, a drummer, a clarinet, a bass clarinet, baritone sax, soprano sax, and the string section of the BIM orchestra. So
Wow,
I have a
that's
singer and
interesting. The horns,
an
the
actor
woodwinds
and
are
an
interesting.
actress. Yeah. It's I
Bass
mean,
clarinet. Wait a minute. Bass clarinet, baritone
yeah,
sax, and soprano
yes,
sax, and a
yes,
string and strings. That sounds
yes,
really interesting.
yes.
Huh.
I will give you a copy when the album will be out.
Nice. Thank
I'll
you.
really be happy if you want to listen to it.
Oh yeah, my gosh, it sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
One of my friend Roland has your album with Stefania. He has that record.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
um, yeah. So, um, uh, you've probably been asked this a lot, but I have to ask it because it seems like it's an obvious subject. So, what do you think about being a woman arranger, conductor? How have you had like a dynamic type of emotion with that? Like various moments where you were happy about it, sad about it, angry that people treated you that? Was there was there a lot
Mm,
about that or not really?
No, everything is fine, and I have a lot of fun because things are not they are. Things are as you see it. No?
Mm-hmm.
So I maybe I'm lucky, but I never had any problem with other people because I'm a woman that play or write music. I
Cool.
just try to do my job in the best way I can, and I never had any problem because I'm a woman or because I'm a woman musician. I never had any problem about that. Maybe because I'm like, maybe because on my way I just met good people. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think we create our reality, we decide
Yes,
how to look at things and how to go about things and treat people, and
yes,
we attract people because of that, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's what I think. Yes, that's true. I didn't have any problem, and it never happens to me to have, you know, problem with other people. And I don't know how I would react
Yeah.
with somebody who can tell me, oh, you are a woman, you are not a good musician because you are a woman. I think this won't be happen to me at all. Just maybe because I'm a bad musician, but not because I'm a bad woman musician. I don't know. It's so,
Okay, well that's good. I'm glad
that's
I'm glad
hilarious,
to hear all that. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear all that. Um, oh, what's this? Oh, my friend Roland again. He's curious if you're familiar with the young Armenian pianist composer Tigran Hamasyan.
No, no, no.
He's wonderful.
But
Yeah.
I can check it. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's
Yeah.
Tigran, right? Pronounced
Mhm.
Tigran. But yeah, I'll send you that, or you can look at this. You can look at the comments afterwards. Um, so, what do you think is the most rewarding part of your job?
The worst part of my job.
The
Oh
mo
no,
no, the most rewarding.
I don't know this term. Can you?
In other words, the thing that gives you the most joy
Ah,
about your
okay.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, giving joy to the people. When
Uh,
people is happy to listen to my music, or because people is happy to come to listen to me performing, and then when people say, "Oh, Cettina, I really love listening to you playing," I'm really happy because I do something for the people, not something for me. If I do something for me, I can play by myself at home. That's why we do concerts, because our job is to let people be happy,
yeah.
it's like a mission we have. It's not because we are egoistic, not because we want to have success. It's something that maybe it's something I can do, in a good way. Maybe it's this what I have to do during my, during my life. Um, During my life, I'm sorry. And that's why that make me happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, do you think do you think that music is different than other art forms? Do you think that it I mean obviously it's music and painting is painting, but do you think in the essence of it it's different?
Music and painting.
Or other art forms, dancing, painting, writing?
Um, I think that the way you work on it maybe is the same, but you work on different, languages. Maybe the goal is the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be that. It could be that. The
Yeah.
goal for an artist is to express your life, your emotions, your sensations, and doing this not for yourself but for other people, because just to let people be happy, uh, happier, so I don't know, maybe is this.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm reading a book right now called The Inner Game of Music. And this musician collaborated with a man who had written many books, The Inner Game of sports, mostly different sports,
Mhm.
playing golf or playing baseball. And it talks about things that you and I have experienced being professional players for many years. Basically, how to get out of your head, and into your into the flow of your emotions and
Yes.
spontaneous in your
Yes.
reactions. So uh, I think that I think that many things, art forms and other things, I think it's more about a state of mind. Um, like the series of books called the Zen of golf, the Zen of everything. It's all hell, and that's what I actually feel like is part of my job, both through music and just being myself. Oops, sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
This phone rings so much. So, and I feel like I want to help people get to understand that they can live in that space. You know, usually if I'm teaching, I call it the aesthetic universe. There's a universe, and it's not the material universe. It's some other thing where we can enter into and we can play together, and nothing is wrong. So yeah, so I really like those ideas for of course, like you say, the language is different, but the actual creation, I guess,
Yes.
creation is the same, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So you studied psychotherapy,
No, social psychology.
social psychology. What
Yes.
what what is that exactly?
When you study, know, the different context of people, the different roles, me like a mom, me like a musician, me like a daughter, me like a conductor, different contexts of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what what would somebody use that for? If you had actually gone to make a career out of that, what would you have used it? How would you have done that?
Because I just, when I graduated in classical piano, I said, okay, mom, okay, dad, I want to go to the university and take a degree. And so they told me, oh, wait, are you doing a musician or not? I said, okay, oh, of course, but, a musician has to be graduated at the university too. So I loved psychology. So I entered the university in my city and I studied psychology. So
I
that's why I
see.
graduated, but I'm not a psychologist at all. And I don't do good advices too.
Okay, remember you heard that here first.
Yeah, I don't follow my advices for myself, so I can't guarantee anything.
Did you ever have an event in your life that was kind of stopped you in your creations and work, and something that you had to get through to kind of get back on track?
Mm. Now, no, I think it never happened like that. No, I don't think so, fortunately.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it never
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you
Sometimes you are worried about how you perform. Maybe you say, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not a good musician. I'm not a good performer. What can I do to improve my skills?
Yeah.
You try to practice more. That's what we can do when we, this is the only thing we can do to improve, our abilities, our skills, just this. But I think it's nothing bad. I mean, I think it's natural that happens to intelligent people.
You
People who
you
doesn't
believe in
think.
a wave kind of, you're up and then
Yeah,
you dip down and then
maybe
come
some.
back up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Especially in a period like this, my last concert was last year on February 9th. And in Italy, the coronavirus was changing everything. And then theaters was closed. And then I had a concert in late September 2020. But that was the last concert I had. And generally, I used to play almost, in a month, maybe 10 concerts in a month.
Oh, wow.
I travel a lot. So that's why when we planned to have this meeting today,
Oh, yes.
I told you I'm not sure if I will be able, because I hoped,
Yeah.
to be around Italy and playing, but theaters are still closed. So it's a really strange situation now.
Yeah.
Really, really
Especially now,
situation.
like you said, your area just came out of the red, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Today we were red zone until yesterday, and now we are orange zone. And then hopefully we can become, yellow in a couple of weeks, who knows? But you never know. We can become the red zone again. So we have to be aware of that. So let's hope for good.
Yeah. So
Yes.
what are you doing with your time right now?
I practice a lot. I'm still having my piano classes and jazz composition classes with my students from the Conservatory of Bari and from the Conservatory of Messina, because we can have classes online,
Mm-hmm.
So I have class 4 days a week with my students, and then I practice. I do meditation, something, for be more patient. This is a strange, a weird period, a weird era. So it's really strange for us, because artists, maybe we paid the worst, I think artists are those who are suffering the most, because theaters are closed and a lot of people is not working at all. I'm
Yeah.
teaching at the conservatory, but there is people who doesn't teach at all. They just do concerts. And so if they can't play, it's a problem. It's a
Yeah.
good problem. And
Mm-hmm.
it's almost 1 year. So, and I spend a lot of time with my 2 cats and my husband. So 3 cats. So I can see them. So we are lucky because we have those 2 cats and they are really fun. They are really fun. It's like a small theater that we have at home with those two.
Yeah, cats are pretty comical.
Yes.
Let's see. Do you I have a friend who's a very well-known conductor, and he was he has this beautiful thing that when he goes to conduct, he will want to know everybody's name, you know. And so when he at a rehearsal, for instance, when he wants the third violin, he doesn't say third violin. He says
Yeah.
Josephine.
Yes.
Do you have some
I
things
do the
like
same
that?
thing.
You
I do
do?
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
really nice.
Even if they are a lot 50 or 60,
Yeah.
if you play, if you have more chances to perform with them, you learn all the names. So you call them by name,
Yeah.
not by the instruments that they play. Yeah, this is the way how people have to work, no distance between the conductor and the musician. We are all musicians. We are all professionals. So we have to collaborate together to gain a goal that is collective. It's not for one people, no?
Mm-hmm.
So if the orchestra, if the symphony doesn't play, you can conduct. So
Right, because there's
so
nothing to conduct.
yes, it's something that to do that people do together, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'd like to hear something again. Should we, what do you think? Should we go to YouTube or Spotify
yeah,
or,
go to Spotify, because I think that on Spotify you can find everything.
okay.
Yeah, there are different profiles about me. You can do on. Okay, let's do this. Okay, Cettina Donato Quartet. Yes, is the album that okay. This is the album that I recorded with Stefania Tallini, the other piano player your friend was mentioned about
Yeah.
before. Yeah, Danza dei Suoni. The first one is a composition of mine. Yes,
Okay.
if you wanna play this.
Yeah. Wow, look, 7,000 people have listened to that.
Yeah, I don't know why, honestly.
That's a lot. Okay, here we go. Danza Deus. What does that mean?
Dance of the pitches, you know,
The what is the last word?
the pitches, the sounds. How do you call it? The
Oh,
pitches.
pitch. I see.
Yeah,
Dance of the
pitch.
pitches.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
yes.
Okay. Wow. Fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. And that was a song you wrote.
Yes.
Um, there was a part, I guess, that started in 16th notes, maybe. Was that you
Mm,
or her?
mm,
Or
mm, mm. It
diddly
was
diddly
18th.
Oh, okay.
Taka, 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 taka. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was 16th. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Really beautiful. Um,
Thank you.
yeah. Um, and my friend Roland, he said he's Spanish speaking. He said "Dance of the Sounds."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. In
yeah,
Italian, it's danza dei suoni. Yes, sounds at suoni. But I think I thought about the pitch.
yeah.
Yeah. So ding 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 ding. Yes,
That was
those are the pitches.
very beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
really great listening. Um,
Thank you.
do you see when you well, first of all, do you listen? Do you listen to when you listen to music? I'm assuming you do listen to music. When you do you listen to many different genres?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Jazz, classical, opera, rock, Queen forever, Elton John forever.
Okay, well, there's the
I
answer to
love
that
them.
question. Yeah.
Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, Debussy, Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the kind of music. Earth, Wind and Fire, forever. Do you remember? Ta, 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 ta. That kind of music that will never die. That people wrote that music and say, how can they wrote that music? The arrangements, the melodies,
Yeah.
the music is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I
You
agree
know?
with you.
Yes.
Yeah, like Earth, Wind, and Fire is a good example. Yeah,
Yes.
they were just really, really amazing. We have a real richness in that area. That whole time period. Sometimes I talk about when I was at Berkeley, it was in the the early 70s, and that was a very strong musical time period in Boston. It was I mean, I was listening to Miles Davis, but there was ECM that came in strong then, and even like Blood, Sweat, and Tears was kind of first crossing over from funk and rock to jazz, and then there was the Motown,
Yes.
huge, and Woodstock. We had just kind of come out of Woodstock too, so and blues was big in Boston at the time too. So there was really a lot of amazing contemporary music, that was happening. But you're right. I mean, people like Earth, Wind, and Fire. That was an amazing thing that they did. Really beautiful,
Yes.
incredible.
Yes. In the storm. Ta-ra-ra, ta-ra-ra, ba-ra-ba-ra-ra. It looks like, something spectacular that it begins and you see the orchestra playing, the trumpets. Ba-ra-ra. And then the drummers, that's right. And the arrangements, the background vocals, they are never, never, my darling. Da, 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 da. No, you know, nobody plays like them, I
Yeah,
think the Earth, Wind and Fire were amazing,
yeah,
you know. Queen, Freddie Mercury, that voice,
yeah,
Elton John.
yeah, yeah. The writing was great.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really had entered into a really unique time period. Um, there's so much history, that you can watch right now. The instrumentalists who were called the Wrecking Crew. Are you familiar with that? Yeah. And so there's a lot of documentaries about the Wrecking Crew. And it's just so interesting to watch how the music progressed. And of
Yes,
course, that the musicians playing the
yes,
songs contributed so much that we sometimes don't recognize that. We don't we take it for granted, you know. Carol
yes.
Kay's bass, she just, she just by playing the bass, she created these parts that will forever be remembered.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great.
Marvin Gaye was one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Um, I always said if, the question, if you were on a desert island, what would what music would you bring? It's always a little Marvin Gaye. I have to do Marvin Gaye. I was not
Yeah.
raised with classical music, so it wasn't until much later that I heard classical music, and of course I had lots of friends, like friends from New England Conservatory, and so but still, for the longest time I was just into jazz and pop and that music.
Mhm.
Did you have any live mentors? I mean, I know the George Gershwin was kind of a mentor for you, but did you have any live
Yeah.
mentors? People who actually you were connected to?
Oh, I met twice Herbie Hancock some years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he gave me a lot of some advices, not that much, but for me it was, a lot.
Yeah.
And I went to Umbria Jazz, the big festival we have in
Yes.
Italy.
Yes.
And I went to see his concert, and I went to visit him, and I just gave him my album, my first album. It was, in 2008, a lot of time ago. And he saw that on the CD there were my original compositions, and he told me, you have to keep playing your music, and keep playing your music. And then after a couple of years later, I published a new album, and I went to Umbria Jazz to see another concert performed by him. And then I went to give him to give him my new album. I was worried because when I saw him the first time, I was really happy. The experience I met with him was, wonderful. I was worried because I thought, oh, maybe he doesn't want to talk with me, and maybe he doesn't remember me. He had also a bodyguard.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had a personal bodyguard. And when I saw the bodyguard, I thought, okay, that's impossible to talk with him. But something weird happened because the bodyguard, disappeared. And then I was one time alone with him. And then I gave him my second album and say, I don't know if you remember me, Maestro. I gave you a couple of years ago an album. I'm Cettina Donato, the piano player from Sicily. I don't know if you remember me. And he was keeping the album on his hands, and he watched me and said, oh, but I remember you. I listened to your album. You had to keep playing your music. And so, oh my God. And I'm not sure if he was saying the truth, but, he made a good thing for me. If I'm keep playing my music, it's just because him.
That's so
probably
cool.
if that night he would tell me, okay, stop playing your music, probably I would stop playing my music. Probably I would change my job completely. But he was generous. I'm not sure if he was saying the truth, but or not, but he was generous.
Well, he seems like that kind of a person, I think
Yes.
he really wants to encourage people to
Yes.
continue to because that's that's what changes everything, right? And so yeah, I've heard very good things about him, with the Monk Institute, and my friend
Yes.
is, helps him with the International Jazz Day. My friend is like one of the musical or conductor people. And
Yes.
so, yeah, I think I've heard lots of really nice things about him. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
And then he's a great musician. Oh, let me see. Maybe there is my cat is coming here. I'm not
oh,
sure. I just heard something. He's really beautiful. I don't know, but I can hear. I can hear him, but I don't know where he is. But let's see. I think the baby, the cat woman is sleeping, because it's almost late here in Italy. It's 10 p.m., so maybe she's sleeping.
yeah. I like cats. Cats are very interesting
Yes.
creatures. Yeah. My husband has, my husband attracts cats and children. It's really
Really?
interesting. I just can't, I just look at it and I'm always amazed. Cats just go right up to him, no matter where we are.
Really?
Yeah. And uh and then little kids, little especially little girls. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but it's really it's funny. He's adopted the little girl next door is probably, I don't even think she's 2 yet, and she actually stands at the window and she says, "Gary." It's so cute. And her parents think it's funny too. It's like, wow, she just loves Gary.
Where do you live precisely? In LA?
Yeah, I live in
You
the
live in LA?
suburbs. Yeah, I live in the suburbs near Northridge. Most people know Northridge, but so yeah, that's where I'm living. Um, Roland would like to know: are most of your albums only available through your website?
Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. They are
Okay,
available on my website, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, are
Eh,
they available other places too? iTunes?
Yes,
Well,
of course.
obviously Spotify you can buy.
Amazon,
Yes.
iTunes, yes, yes, everywhere.
However, it's always nice to get them from the website, right?
Yes.
It's a little more lucrative. Um, let's see. Where do you think? Do you ever consider where music might be headed in the next 20, 30 years? Like, do you ever think about that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
About what precisely?
Well, how music is going to change, or how it
Ah,
will
yeah.
develop. I mean, we've all
Yes.
seen things over the last group of years, as I said, like the introduction of classical musicians into the jazz format. I've seen that over
Yes.
the last 15 years, more and more popular. Do you ever think about what's going to, what it's where it's going, how it might change
Mm.
in the future?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I think, I don't know, maybe a new Miles Davis has to arrive,
That's,
somebody who can do something really special. I don't know. Maybe there are a lot of some, maybe there is some musician somewhere doing some beautiful stuff, and maybe we will get this new music soon or later. I don't know.
yeah,
The thing that I'm trying to do is just to play the music I love, compose the music that I have in my heart, and doing something. Maybe sometimes I will do something new, and then you will see my name on the newspaper. Cettina made a revolution, you know. I think that something happens and you don't know why. I think when, all these great musicians, you know, make the difference, they didn't know about that. Who knows? you never know. You don't know if Miles Davis, he woke up a day and he thought, maybe I will do a revolution on the music. I think he just played.
Yeah.
And that just because he was a great musician, he was a great talent scout, it just because he was surrounded by great musicians. All of them, they became great musicians, Bill Evans, Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, Joe Zawinul, Wayne Shorter, Jimmy Cobb, John Coltrane, it's not just like a coincidence, just great people that played great music. You have to be lucky to be with that people, What do you
Yes.
think about that?
Yes. There's a man named David Amram who is about 92. He lives in New York. He was, well, there were several things that were interesting about this man. Well, first of all, he's 92 and he has 10 projects he's working on. Just to give you an idea. He sings, plays piano, plays a few interesting woodwind type of instruments, including French horn. He was on all the original bebop records. He was the French horn player. And then he was a resident composer for the New York Philharmonic. So he really,
Wow.
and then he also plays and sings this kind of Americana music. He's a really interesting man, and he's an author. He's very inspirational. But let's see, why did I bring him up? Totally forget why I brought him up. See, I should never go into describing before I actually say what I want to say because I forget. I think you were talking about doing, right? Continuing to do, and all these people were doing. Yeah. Oh, I know. He had a funny thing. He said, "I got a scholarship to the School of Hanging Out." So he felt like he was like one time he was in a club hanging out with Charlie Parker,
Uh-huh.
and was might have been it might have been Charlie Mingus. I can't quite remember this story. I'm pretty sure it was Charlie Mingus who came in and was saying hi, and when Charlie Parker said, "Oh, this guy plays great French horn, jazz French horn." Charlie Mingus invited him on the road, right there. You know, I mean, you can't plan that kind of thing. It's just it's gonna happen. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yep. French people are commenting on him. Yeah, he's really an interesting person. Um, let's see. Oh, hangoutology. Thank you, Joyce. School of Hangoutology.
Gaurology.
Yeah, that was quite a statement. Yeah. So when you're working on something like a let's say a pretty intense piece, how do you schedule your time? Do you work like straight through? Do you stay up late, or do you just kind of go with your feelings, or do you give yourself breaks, particularly, like purposefully?
Yeah. Oh, when I have to write for the big band of the orchestra,
Yeah.
generally I wake up early because I can work better if I'm, focused and if I wake up early. If I have to play, to compose for piano, generally I work better in the afternoon, you know, in the afternoon and in the evening. When I was younger, I used to go to bed really late at night. But now I think that it's better to go to bed around, no later than midnight, and then doing a good sleep, and then waking up around 7 if you go to bed at 11. If you go to bed at midnight, maybe at 8 is the right time to wake up, no? Because you have to relax just a little bit, just to give time to your brain to set up everything. And so when I was younger, I used to go to bed really late at night. But now I think that it's better when I'm home to go to bed, around 10, around 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 6, I am operative just to work. Yes, if I have to write for orchestra, I start writing around 6.
Yeah.
When everything, is quiet. And if I write for piano,
Mm-hmm.
I write around afternoon, after lunch, I'm relaxed. I just have a tea and then I play the piano.
Yeah.
And I write for piano, yes. Until 8 at 9.
Yeah.
We used to have dinner here in this part of Italy around 9 in the winter time. In the summertime is, we have dinner around 10, 11 p.m. In this part of Italy, in the northern part, generally you have dinner around 7 p.m. It doesn't matter. In the winter time and in the summertime, it doesn't matter. They have dinner at 7 p.m., no later. Here at the beach, we have, dinner in the summertime around, sometimes at 11 p.m. because you go to the beach, the sunset is around 7, 8 p.m. Then you go back. You go back home, you take a shower, and then you get ready for the night, and then you have dinner really late.
Oh, yeah.
This is the best life in Sicily. Please, guys, come to Sicily. Sicily is the best place where you can live after
Beautiful.
Boston.
Right. It's really beautiful. I was telling Cettina that that I almost made it to Sicily a few years ago because my husband and I wanted to go. And, we had planned it out. I had a friend living just above Sicily who I wanted to see. But my husband had that nerve. There's the term, it's nerves all the way down your leg that are really bad.
Yes.
And
I know the name in Italian, but it's not the same in English.
Yeah, I forget.
We call it sciatica in
Italian. Sciatica.
Esatto, yes.
Thank you. Same word. Thank you.
You're welcome. I had the same thing. That's why I know the name.
Yeah. But I didn't want to not go. But anyway, I ended up going to northern Italy and without him because I didn't want to spend this romantic, wonderful time at a B&B in Sicily without my husband. But someday, we would like to go to Sicily, and of course
please,
the food.
If you can, just let me know.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
I will take you around, guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it will be my pleasure. Please, just let me know. Hopefully, you can come, really soon because it means that coronavirus.
Right, is leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you come to America, do you always go to Boston or do you go to different places?
Generally, I go to Boston.
Yeah.
Every time I come to the United States, the first step is Boston. And then I go around. I came to LA once, twice in California. Yes. In LA, I don't remember. I was in LA, it was in 2013.
Oh.
In LA.
Yeah.
Yes. I came to San Francisco, I think a year later.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Texas twice, twice in Louisiana, a lot of times in New York, and what else? San Francisco, I told you, Boston, and Washington, D.C., Chicago. Yeah, The only part I didn't visit it was, you know, Florida
Yeah.
and Nevada, and yeah, this part. Then I went everywhere in the United States. I mean, the east and the east coast and the south part.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to get too much into politics, but I'm just curious when in our political theater this the last
Yeah.
few weeks, have you any kind of observations, or did you feel a certain way, or did you notice other
I
people in
followed
your
everything here from Italy. I saw everything. I was following everything, all the bad situations that happened in the USA before Biden went to take his seat, all the people who went to the Capitol and doing that stuff, Trump's that lost the elections, and then he tweeted all around saying, I'm winning, I'm the winner, blah, 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 all the stuff. I don't know why people is not able to lost the election. Why are you doing that in this way? You are the president of the United States. You are still the president of the United States. You are like, you have an example for people. Why are you doing this stuff? So is a democracy. People is voting for another man. So just try to go away in a positive way, just to be recorded in a good way. People will forget you because you are just doing bad stuff. Why are you acting in this way? Why? You are, the first man of the United States. The United States is, the powerful, uh, leader in the world. Why are you acting in this way? So, and then I saw Biden. That the Biden wife is Cecilia.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh,
she's from
wow.
here, a little town close to Messina. Is
Really?
really 10
Wow.
minutes far by car from with my here.
Oh my
Really 10
gosh.
minutes far by car. A little town. Yeah, in Messina.
I
Yeah,
did not
yeah,
know that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, yes, she's
Huh.
from here. Hmm.
Wow.
Maybe maybe the grandfather,
Yeah.
she was born there in the United States, but she's from a little town really close to Messina, my city. Yes. We are really
Interesting.
excited. When Biden wants the election, I told my husband, so now maybe the first lady is coming to Messina. Yeah. Maybe it will happen, maybe soon, maybe late, don't
Yeah, it
know.
could
So
ha- it could it could
I think
happen.
she will come. Yeah. I let you know. I will take some picture of her and I will send you the pictures.
Okay. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the arranger conductor for the event, you know?
Yes. Who knows?
Um,
And when I was student at Berkeley, Obama was the president of the United States. So he
yeah.
was my president.
Yeah.
And then I saw that Biden was the vice president. No, he wasn't the vice president when Obama
Yes.
was the president. He was the vice
He was.
president.
Yes.
Yes, so we knew him. And when I saw him, as a candidate, so I said, maybe this man would be. I was afraid because I thought that Trump had too power.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe Biden would be able to win the election, But it happened, and it's a miracle because, okay, we are happy. At least one good thing in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this year and to see
Yeah.
what how Biden and Kamala,
Yes.
how they go about. I mean, it should be relatively easy, but I think that their attitudes are good too, so I think that we are looking towards some good changes. Yeah, let's
Let's
listen
hope for
to.
good.
Let's hope for good. I would like to listen to some more music with you. Should I again go to Spotify or YouTube or what would you?
Yeah, go to Spotify. Go to Spotify. Let me see. Maybe something. Oh,
This, so there's these two, piano, four hands.
this is, yeah, because you can find different profiles about me on Spotify. I don't know why, because I made different albums.
Oh,
And so one is Cettina Donato with the piano. Then you can
right
find
here.
Cettina Donato Quartet, Cettina Donato Trio, Cettina Donato Orchestra. I don't know why they put all these albums all,
Ah,
apart. I don't know why. You wanna listen to some orchestra stuff?
sure.
Let me see. Maybe something that I wrote for Duke Ellington. There should be a song called To Duke. And the cover of the album is that one you see me keeping a piano on my
Oh,
hand.
this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
The title is To Duke.
here we are.
Yeah, that one.
Nice. Yeah, that was great. And so
Thank you.
that was from your first record, correct? Or was that your first record?
No, it was the second. It was the second one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, it was recorded in Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, with my orchestra, the orchestra who has my name, and then I recorded the album with musicians from all over the world. You know, the piano player was from Korea, the baritone player was from Japan, the drummer was Italian, the bass player was from USA, the first trumpet was from another from Japan, another from USA, another from Brazil. You know, a lot of people from all around the world. Yeah, you know, almost students from Berkeley. It's really easy to find good musicians there in Boston because you find a good musician all around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
really
know. I
easy.
know. It's really, yeah, I mean, everybody that's the one of the great things about schools like Berkeley is that it attracts an international crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one of my records I recorded with a Korean piano player who actually was at Berkeley. I don't think it probably wasn't the same person. Yun Sung Cho.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you know him?
No, but how old is he?
Um, he's
Maybe I
probably,
heard about his name.
yeah, I would guess in his 40s.
Maybe.
Hard for me to
Oh.
actually to know,
Mm.
but something like that. Yeah, he lived in LA too, but he went to Berkeley. He grew up part of the time in South America too. So he has a real love affair with Brazilian music. Yeah, wonderful player. He's back in Korea now, and he does.
Mm-hmm.
You'd like speaking with him. He's very accomplished, and really a
Yeah.
fun guy. Yeah. Um, so, um, yeah. Are you playing with anybody live now, or is it really like you're not getting together with anyone?
No.
Yeah.
I just recorded my new album, and then we are waiting for having it out in April.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no concerts in this moment. We are waiting for having theaters open,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hopefully it will be happen soon. I don't
Well,
know.
you teach online, but do you also play with a few people online at all?
No, 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 no. I just played the piano with my students, just to show them how to play some stuff. No, no, no. It's not that easy here to playing online with other musicians. I should have, a good equipment. Because if you play an acoustic piano, something, the sound could be delayed. Maybe if you have a keyboard, probably you won't have any problem about, you know, delaying sound, other stuff.
Maybe.
But no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Are you
I'm
so
not
you're not
playing
doing any
anymore.
of that you're not doing any of that technology where somebody will send you something and then you record over it and
Oh,
then
no,
send
no,
it
no.
back?
No, everything I do is just, acoustically, naturally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I went to the recording studio and just doing everything. Yeah, I'm in the olden manner.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think and the only reason it's even a question is because people are doing it, because they can't
Mm,
stand not getting together, and they can't stand not having a delay. But I actually
yes.
recently heard that something is actually coming up that somebody actually developed, and I'm not surprised, but they developed something tech,
Yeah.
technically that where you don't actually have a delay. But again, it's if you're close, if you're within 200 miles of each other. So that's
Mm.
something. But I have confidence that somebody will invent something, you know,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to play together. So
Yes.
yeah. Um, so what do you have a next project in mind?
This one it will be out. The album I was talking you about.
Yeah.
It will be out in April, and then let's see. Hopefully, we can go touring around.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we can come to the United States playing and performing. Let's see what happens. I'll let you know. I
Yeah.
hope I can give you good news about that. Let's see.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
after that? Do you have anything in mind for a project after
not
that?
for the moment. I'm just can't wait to have this album out. I can't think about anything else but this for
Yeah.
the moment. When I will see the album out, then I can start thinking about other stuff. Yes. I mean, I have something about Gershwin, that I want to do, like a theatrical project. So, but before I just want to have my album out, you know, because I really worked really hard on that. So when I will see the album out, then I can start doing the theatrical project on Gershwin, maybe with the orchestra. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes, let's see.
Sounds
Let's
great.
see.
Um,
Hopefully, I think the first thing that we have to think about is just to having everything, you know, with not this stuff, with not this coronavirus, and then theaters can be opened again one more time, that people can go to work doing arts, and let's see. Let's see.
cool. Okay, Mark, are you showing off your Italian or did you like do the translation? So Mark, my friend Mark says, uh,
Oh,
can you see that?
yes. Oh, he just wrote in Italian. Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Something like he adores your songs and thank you for the great music.
Yes, he's saying, I love the way you play and thank you for your great music. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. You
Uh,
are too generous. Thank you.
well, I know a bunch of people who have been listening are going to go hear more of you and buy some stuff, buy some music from you too. Did you? Would you like to say anything to the people who are listening right now? Because we're coming to an end, and anything you wanna
Yes.
anything you wanna
Yes,
say?
I just want to say thank you to you because you invited me. You just sent me an email. Hello, how are you? I have your CD. You wanna hang out with me? And I say, oh wow, where I met this woman. And then I made a research on you on Facebook. I say, I saw this woman where I saw it. So I saw you in both. So that's thank you for involving me in this
Ah,
experience, because it's always a good chance to get connected with other people, surely with good people. And it's a good chance to talk about music with other people that they just greeting you, and you don't know if you deserve all this love from people that you never know. So thank you. I can go to sleep with my heart uh, plenty of gratitude. Thank you very much. So if I weren't, or if I wasn't, I don't know. If I if I
it could be either
weren't
one,
with
by the
you
way.
now, probably. Yeah, okay. Maybe I would say so now. Maybe to bed to sleep. So uh, it's always a good chance to share some time with good people. So thank you. And thank you for people for being here to listening to my music. And thank you to Cathy. Hopefully we can meet soon. Maybe you will come to Sicily. I will come to LA. It will be a good chance to meet all these other people. Maybe they are from your area, maybe. No?
A
These
lot.
people?
I think a lot of these people are who have been commenting, but there are people listening I know that people listen from New York, and Joyce Glasgow is north from here. She's in Seattle, and
Yeah,
so yeah,
maybe we will have the chance to get connected personally,
yeah,
one day. You never know. The impossible things happen every day, so you never know.
exactly. You never know, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. It is so
Yes.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on, and it's been really nice to talk with you and get to know you better, and definitely to
Thank you very
hear
much.
lot of your music. So beautiful, and
Grazie.
it's going to help me go on through the day, very
Yeah,
in a
thank
very
you.
beautiful way. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so if you would like to sign off, you may. I'm just going to tell people what's on tomorrow and so forth. So tomorrow was supposed to be Flora Purim, but she actually is finishing a new record, so she had to postpone. So a drummer, composer, and author named Michael Stephans, who lived in LA and now is in New York. He's going to be on. And then Wednesday, I don't know if you know this gentleman. He's really interesting. He's African, but he mixes African and jazz. It's really beautiful. His name is, let's see if I can pronounce his name, Nduduzo Makhathini. Makhathini. I'm going to have to ask him how to pronounce that when I first talk. But his music is really interesting, and so that's Wednesday. And then I've also started, and you might be interested in this, Cettina. I started to just this last week. I started to repost the old interviews that I had. Like starting from the beginning. So I've been adding every day at 12. The audience can come on and they don't have to go through withdrawal. They can actually see some more of the noontime hangs. So there's going to be a bunch of those. And also people listening, I'm going to use this opportunity to tell you that Sunday we are created a memorial for the guitarist Barry Zweig, who people in Los Angeles especially know about. And that's at 11 in the morning online here. And then we're going to have Roberta Gambarini on next week.
Yeah, I saw on the
Yeah.
list.
Maria Mendez,
Yeah.
who's a wonderful singer from Europe, involved with John Beasley, who you probably know of, and a pianist named Ron Newman. So we're just going to keep going like that. So, Cettina,
Yeah.
thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, dear. Thank you. And thank you to all the people who were here with us. Thank you very much.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, grazie. Ciao.
Ciao.
Should I hang up?
Yes, you can hang up.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you very much. Ciao,
Bye,
ciao,
bye.
ciao. Ciao.
So I'm just playing some music of mine from a record called The Jazz Chamber. And this song is a Benny Maupin song called Message to Prez. And my vocal group that I co-founded called Fish to Birds is an improvisational vocal group. We took this song of Benny Maupin's and we did our improvisational thing with it. And then Bevan Manson took it and he created 3 movements to it. And we invited Benny to play bass clarinet over it. So that's what this is. This is Message to Prez. I'm going to end this now. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you tomorrow. Michael Stephans is my guest. Bye.